Welcome to episode 4 of Cocktails
with Queens.
Alright. Tonight's cocktail is the Take a Bite of This Peach, also known as a peach julep. It's peach bourbon, little club soda, little peach syrup. I think that's it actually. And then just like mint and a little peach garnish. So, today we're reviewing episode 4 of RuPaul's Drag Race season 9. And the challenge was a morning talk show, like morning. What are those things called?
I don't know, morning show.
Yeah, just like a morning show. Like they were live. There were no redos. They just had to roll with it no matter what it was. It seemed like it was a real crazy twist.
I feel like they may have done something live before, but don't quote me on that one because I don't know. But yeah, they separated into a couple teams. We had the Good Morning Bitches and Not On Today.
And I thought that was really interesting how they picked the teams because it was basically last week's surviving loser and the last week's winner. Basically, they were all paired off and they all had their own little segment of some kind. My favorite by far was Sasha and Shay. I just thought they had such good banter. They had really good chemistry together. They really knew how to they were just really quick on their feet and knew how to roll with what was happening to make it live.
They did.
At one point, Shay was chewing a salad or something. You know, it was like the RuPaul's chocolate bar and salad. And it was she literally couldn't eat fast enough. She kind of underestimated it or something. But they both did really well just rolling with it and just making it kind of campy and fun.
And those are two of my favorites. I love them, apart. I love them as a team. And I think they're two of the most creative in the whole show. But one thing I want to say about Sasha specifically is I love the way she transforms her own personal style of the Sasha Velour character onto whatever role she's assigned in any of these challenges. We've seen it in this one. We've seen a real clear, representation of a character in the cheerleading one. I felt this one with the gloves and there were in the suit, even the way she wore the suit. There were just elements that she's pulled in. I felt from past looks and runways. So I just really appreciate the way she knows how to work herself into the challenges, at least visually. So
I think we talked about it on one of our other Cocktails of the Queens, but basically, taking the challenge and applying it to her character without sacrificing her character or making herself feel like she is losing something, which is a trend with the girls sometimes.
It is, and there was a cohesion among the whole team.
I mean, the whole team rocked it out. Yeah. It was obvious why they were the winners.
Right.
And then Sasha and Shay actually won the entire challenge together as as a team, as a little sub team. Second place for me in terms of who did the next best was actually on the other team. Okay. Maybe not the next best, but another sort of honorable mention. We had Nina Bonina and Eureka. They had their own little DIY section. It was also the DIY section actually. Right. And they did good. They saved their team as from a broad spectrum of definition there in terms of actually being entertaining.
There was a positive to the team, which there wouldn't have been otherwise.
Correct. Yeah. But even with that, I still feel like they both didn't completely deliver all that they could.
Right.
Nina seemed like she was in her head a little bit and just not fully committing.
Right.
And Eureka almost seemed like she was holding back or something, maybe because she felt some energy from Nina Bonina some kind of way. I don't know. But I just thought that was really interesting to see Nina Bonina, I guess is my main point. She deserves to be so confident and she's so great, but I just really feel like she's in her head. I mean, she was even crying on the runway.
Trinity Taylor and Peppermint were not a match made in heaven.
No.
I had no sweet tooth for them.
No, and they weren't that great individually either.
No.
I couldn't see them doing it individually.
No.
With it
they didn't bring each other down. They were just both not good in the challenge.
Bad, yeah.
One thing I want to call out, besides Trinity's stiffness and lack of being a good leader, Peppermint's tongue ring, and I get it, she has that in, she doesn't plan to take it out because of whatever reason, but it totally distracted from me. I did not buy her as one of the lead anchors, even with the one that was sleeping with the other one's husband. I still didn't buy it. Jesus. She could have kept the tongue ring and played one of the ones who was up on the news or the young girl, you know what I mean, and been the cool one. That I could have bought, but as the lead professional anchor, it was never a thing. But they weren't a great team.
It was a mess. From everything that I got from the episode and Untucked, it really just felt like the girls just didn't... Like, maybe things would have gone differently if they would have picked their own thing. But if time management was the problem, I don't see that taking a quick amount of time. Like, they're all picking their own characters. So who really knows? Like, it could have just been one of those things where it was just a bad pick of people to work together, which either way, it still falls on her as the leader and as the person that picked them as team captain.
And the other big downfall of the group was the other coupling, being Charlie and Cynthia. They did not go together that well. She was trying to point to the card on camera for Cynthia to like follow his lines, and Cynthia at this point understands her character and knows where the jokes are
and where her strengths are and how to play off of them.
Right, and it was just not a great.
And I guess she just didn't get that. Or Charlie just didn't understand that.
Right.
That Cynthia understood that about herself.
Right.
They did what they could, but it kind of sucked.
For the runway, we had a little bit of a 90s thing going.
A really quick runway, too.
Which I misheard. I heard 90s, so like I was pretty excited for that, but I still like the 90 thing. I think that, requires a lot of tricks of the trade, if you will. So it was good to see what the girls pulled out for that.
My favorite was Valentina. I thought that it was super sexy and edgy and just had really good execution of everything. I know you mentioned when we were watching it that you didn't like the pantyhose and how like it didn't totally match your skin tone.
Yeah, the skin tone, I felt like I saw a seam, but I mean...
I still thought it was like in the top for sure. I thought it was... All the other elements of it sort of pulled it together enough for me to forgive that, if you will.
Well, my favorites, I would just have to go with my standout, which was obviously Nina. She got read a little bit during Untucked, if you haven't seen that yet, spoiler alert. But this entire show is a spoiler, so she got read a little bit during Untucked for maybe not being like what they would think of as far as what you would do for, a 90 look. And Sasha jumped to her defense and said, but that's Nina, that's the creativity that she has, and she would do what you don't think, and it still works. And that's what I felt. I was right there with Sasha, because Nina's look, I was all over, because there was a lot of the same up there. And, and it was like, she didn't present the best 90 look. There were a few girls who didn't have 90s at all. Right. Regardless, I loved it. I support her.
And even just like the skeleton makeup, it was almost like, it was just a really artsy take on the whole concept of like 90 beautiful. And going to bed.
It was beautiful.
All of that. And the padding is amazing. Like the tits, the fucking ass, like it looks, I love how she sculpts. I love the silhouette. Like every runway.
She really does just like use those elements like differently than girls in the past have, because she's worn a breastplate more than once now, and like other girls in the past have gotten red for breastplate, but like she's just new with it each time. Yeah. Like she's so creative. Her creativity is clearly helping her kind of get through, because she gets red for other elements by the girls, but on the runway from like the seats, it looks good.
The judges seem to love it so far.
One thing I do want to mention real quick was Farrah's. I did love Farrah's. I thought it was so pretty. I just thought that's like 70% of what her drag is 90 looks. So of course she was gonna have the biggest, fullest, best 90, which I was happy about to see that.
And she led the runway. I don't know if she does every runway.
I was wondering
but
that
like
too.
they like got her out the gate.
And they ended with Nina.
They ended with Nina a lot, I think, and I think it's because it is such like a
gag-worthy moment.
Yeah, every week apparently.
Gag-worthy moment.
And then the moment of truth, the bottom queens, Trinity Taylor and Charlie Hides. We're really sad to see Charlie Hides in the bottom. Even sadder to watch the lip sync. There seems to be a trend with lip syncs so far where one bitch kills it, and the other one just sort of like doesn't really do a whole hell of a lot. Trinity Taylor, I don't even like her that much, but she fucking killed it, and she deserves a trophy for that lip sync, especially because she could see that Charlie Hides wasn't putting in work, but she didn't lower the caliber at all. Like she just like did the song like it needed to be done. I didn't even like the song that much, and she made me love the song.
It was very Britney drag, so it was good. The moves were very Britney, and Britney did moves. It was good.
Right. She was great. And then Charlie Hides just kind of stood there, honestly.
She did.
And then it wasn't even that emotionally invoking. I just felt like she kind of gave up.
I thought she was going to start slow because of the shoes, and because she's old, and she's gonna work way up. But she was really just like kind of flatlined. It's not really been like a head-to-head kind of lip sync.
No,
the best one we've had so far was James and Kimura. So if that's like the best one, then we're due for some good, you know, head-to-head.
They're getting rid of, I guess, the less.
I mean, as they say,
talented queens for
somebody had to go first.
Yeah, I hope this means that we're in luck for really good lip syncs later on.
Team performer, team lip sync, team turn the party.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very excited for that. So thank you so much for watching this episode. It's great, hosting with you guys here. I hope you enjoy our cocktail. Please give it a try. Let us know what you think in the comments below, as well as any criticisms or praises you have of the queens this week.